Hello, Mom. It's your daughter Marie again. Time for lesson 3. This one has to do with the library, because the beauty of a Kindle is that you can carry hundreds of books in one device. It's like having a whole library in one thing. So here we go. We're going to start again. The Kindle is turned off. We have to turn it on. Green light comes awake. Okay, the very first thing it comes to is the home page, and it's the list of all the books on the shelf. So what we have on the shelf, we can go down here. We have An Astronaut's Guide to Life, Beneath the Scarlet Sky, The Boys in the Boat, The Chosen, and this is page 1 of 5. So if I turn the page, there's a whole bunch more books, and more books, and more books, and more books. And go back, 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 back. The very first thing it says, though, is archived items 240. What that means is there are 240 books that are not on your bookshelf, but they're being stored, and you can access those if you want to. It's kind of like where you were at the Missouri Historical Society. If you wanted to read something that was kept in a separate room, you had to ask the librarian to go get it for you. So these are things you have to ask the librarian to go get for you, but once they bring it to you, it goes on your bookshelf. So for example, I could hit enter, and you can see the 240 books that are on here. So here we go. The ABCs of Christmas. So if I wanted to read that, I would hit enter, and I would have to now download it. So now it's downloaded. It was a short Christmas story. So now it's downloaded and it's on there. So if we go home, you'll see it just got added. And because this is showing all of our items, and it was 43, now it says 44, it's showing it by title. The ABCs of Christmas, AB, gets sorted before AR. So I realize archived items is not actually one book, it's a list of all the books that are stored away. And you'll notice it went from 240 down to 239. So anyway, you now have 44 items that you can read, 44 different books, and then you have access to another 239 that you can read at any time. So we have books on the shelf, books in storage, but you can get the books in storage on your shelf. It's just you wouldn't want to have, 300 books all on a list there if you're not reading all of them at a time. So let me show you another thing that's oh, by the way, this down here is advertisement. Kindle's owned by Amazon, and you had to pay more to get a Kindle version that didn't have the advertisements on it, so just ignore that. You can't take that off. It's going to change as they advertise different books. It's just the way it is. So you'll notice it says Graham up here because we've named this Kindle Graham. This little thing, you can't probably see it, says Wi-Fi. It's letting you know you have connection. This is showing you how strong your Wi-Fi is, and this looks like a battery symbol. So just like on your phone, it'll show you that you need to charge it. The battery starts going low on it. So anyway. So books on the shelf, books in storage. You can sort your books. Right now they're being sorted by title. If we want to sort them by author, this is what we can do. We want to go up here and change it to where it says by title to by author. So to get up here, we're going to use our up arrow. See how this is underlined? We use our up arrow, and now it's showing this. And see the little arrow there? That means click on the right-hand arrow. So the right-hand arrow. And now you can choose to sort it by the title, the author, or your most recent first. So I have mine on most recent first, so that way the books I'm currently reading are always at the top of the list. I don't have to scroll to another page to get to it. You might want to do it by author. So how do you get the line from title to author? Well, you'd be moving it to the right. How do we move things to the right? With our right arrow. But now we have to select it and say, that's the one I want, because you could move it, back and forth. But once you get it where you want it, you have to select it by hitting the enter button. So now you'll see it's sorted by author. Amazon, Jane Austen, Bjornstern Bjornson, Alan Bradley, Charlotte Bronte, Daniel James, I forget what his name is. Anyway, Pearl Buck. So this is by Frances Hodges Burnett, by author. I'm not sure how you prefer doing it, so I think maybe by title. So I went up, now I have to go over to the right, and we went to the left, and then we have to say select it, enter. So now you have all these books sorted by title. I'm going to send this Kindle to you, and you're going to have almost 300 books that you could read. Although I think the ones I put on the 5 pages, the 40-something items, are the ones I think you would find most interesting. That's all for lesson 3. I'm going to turn the power off.